Alright, so I'm going over CodingBat WarmUp1 frontBack, and all this is supposed to do is swap the first and last letters. And so the C and the E swap, and the middle stays where it is. And notice, like if it's 2 characters long, then all there is the first and last, and the middle is an empty string basically. And then if it's 1 character long, nothing happens really. Now, if you look at this code, notice I put this up front. And we haven't needed that before, but watch what happens if I don't do that. I get an index out of bounds exception there. And so, and if that happens to you, you want to notice like when it happened. And so when did we get an index out of bounds error? If the character, in this example, the character is length 1. In this example, the character is length 0. And then otherwise, my code worked. And so that's what's going to happen sometimes is you're focused on the normal cases. You get your code to work for the normal cases. And then this happens, and you feel like you need to change your code when you don't. All you need to do is add in some code to deal with those special cases. Sometimes your normal code deals with every case, but not here, obviously. Now, let's talk about how to actually solve the problem. Once again, all we need to do is capture 3 parts: the first letter, the last letter, and the middle. And so the first letter of the string is always at spot 0, so that's how you capture the first letter. And of course, we want to move the first letter to the end. That's why I have it last. Notice, by the way, also, I split this between 3 lines of code. It just is easier to read, and it fits on the screen better than if I just put it all in 1 line. Java does not care. Now, to capture the last character, first of all, once again, the first character is always at spot 0. The last character is always a spot length minus 1. So in our first example, the length is 4. And the E is a spot 3. So this is going to do 4 minus 1 is 3, and then do substring 3, which will go from spot 3 to the end, which will get us just the last character, like we want. And now the middle is supposed to, capture the middle and keep it there. Like so we're putting the last character before the middle and the first character after the middle. So when I say the middle starts at spot 1. It's always, because that's the second character. But it goes to the second to the last spot. So that's the tricky part. And let's just talk about how to number these off going backwards. Because going forwards, there's spots 0, spot 1, spot 2, and so forth. Going backwards, we've already said this last character is always spot length minus 1. And then the character before that is always length minus 2, then length minus 3, and so forth. And so, like here, the length is 4. The C would be at that spot length minus 4, but 4 minus 4 is 0, which is where the C is. The D is at spot 2, and if I said the expression that would capture that or that would represent that spot is length minus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Just keep that in mind. That's how you can number going backwards. The last character is length minus 1, then length minus 2, then length minus 3, and so forth. Well, look at what I wrote then. I wanted to capture everything from spot 1 up to but not including the last spot, which will capture everything from the second spot to the second last spot, like we want. It'll capture the middle. And then once again, it just concatenates those 3 things together, and you're done. I do want to mention that you could have just put that all together like this and get the same effect. It's just harder to read.